Okay guys, this is a wee mobility series, very easy that you can do for your spine, upper back right the way down to the lower back. I give this program out to a lot of my lumbar disc with referred leg pain patients because it's the best way to get the spine moving in order to take the pressure off the nerves and free up the posterior chain, so your low back, up back, your glutes and your hamstrings. This is a flow program today, so it's very quick. This probably won't take any more than 5 to 10 minutes. But we hold each pose and then each exercise moves and flows into the next one. So this is a really handy one for you to switch on, follow along with me, and you'll soon get to know the routine. And then eventually, if this is imprinted in your brain, you'll be able to do this anytime, any place, anytime you feel your back giving you jip, your pelvis, your low back, up back, or your hips. You can always come back to this and mobilise everything off. So we start off on a mat, as always, something nice and padded to cushion your knees and your hands and your ankles when we're flowing from one exercise through to the next. The first thing we're going to start off with is a spinal roll down. Now, if you are currently suffering with low back with referred leg pain, you can, of course, if this is too severe for you, skip this one out, but this is what we use in Pilates to take ourselves down onto the mat. So it's just a very healthy back body stretch to begin with. Feet hip width apart, a nice soft bend of the knees, shoulder blades pulled back. Take my breath in, and on my breath out, tucking my chin down, knees bent, dropping my spine down one vertebra at a time until you feel that nice big stretch down your back body, seeing how far down you can get towards the floor and looking all the way down in between your legs. Now we're going to let the back body just take a few seconds here to get loosened off. Breathing deep. And you find the longer and longer you spend down here, it just gets easier and easier to be down here. Taking the hands down onto the floor if you can. And if you can't, then that's something to work towards, which is exciting. From here, we're bending through the knees, coming forward onto the hands and gracefully walking ourselves down until we're all in an all fours position. Now from here we're going to turn the toes down at the back, so toes pointed, not turned up like so. Child's pose, sending your bum back onto your heels, hands outstretched in front of you. And I'm going to get you to bring your forehead down onto the mat, making yourself as small as possible. Our first spinal flexion stretch, with a nice safe position for the legs here. So if you are someone that's suffering with back pain or with a referred leg pain, this is quite a nice way to stretch off your lower back without sending that leg mental. Now if the leg is going mental, like I say, or you're in pain all the time anyway, just try to very gently breathe through it and persevere. This will help in the long run, but of course don't push yourself through too much pain. Breathing deep and pressing through my hands here to get more of my bum back onto my heels. Breathing in, breathing out, coming up into all fours. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, toes turned up at the back, and we're coming in for our plank level one, pressing down through hands and feet, hovering the knees just a few inches up off the mat. Excellent. Now if you're very happy here, of course you can come out into your full plank. Long legs, hands still directly underneath the shoulders. We're lighting up the core here, so it's very important that we do give our core a bit of activation. With regards to back pain, the core helps support the spine. So it's very important to be peppering this into our program. Don't let your head hang down heavy. You're creating a triangle gaze. And what I mean by that is your two hands are the bottom of your triangle. You are looking up at what would be the top of your triangle. Last 10 seconds, tummy nice and tight, belly drawn up and towards the spine. 2, 1. Now from here, I'm bending down through my elbows as if coming down into our press-up position, lowering the whole body down until I'm lying on my tummy. Turn your toes down at the back, breathe in, breathe out, press through the hands, lifting the upper body up into cobra or an upward facing dog, depending on how high you're lifting. Pull the shoulders down from the ears, looking up in front of you. So we're going to flow through that routine a couple of times, and then there's a series on our back as well. Breath in, breathe out, coming up onto the knees. Walk your knees forward, child's pose, sending the bum right back onto the heels, arms outstretched in front, forehead coming down onto the mat. So now you've got the hang of it, we're going to flow from one to the next. Breathing deep and holding this child's pose. Good, take yourself up into all fours, hands directly underneath the shoulders, tense the core, step back with your right foot, back with your left foot, full plank. Back of the head in line with the rest of the spine, triangle gaze. Bracing your core as if you're in a corset, you've got that nice tension around the abdomen, supporting your spine. Take a breath in. Breath out, lowering through your press up position, vinyasa, lowering the whole body down, toes turned down at the back. Cobra, upward facing dog, we rise up through the hands, lifting the chest up, feeling that pinch in the lower back. Breathe in. Breathe out, coming up onto all fours, walk the knees forward, child's pose. Send your bum back onto your heels, arms outstretched, making yourself as small as possible. Bringing the forehead down onto the mat. Let's do 2 more rounds of this. Breath in. Breath out, coming up onto all fours, hands directly underneath shoulders, step back, full plank. Channeling lots of strength and energy through your core. Nice strong tummy muscles to give all the support it can to the spine so that you don't have back pain. Breathe in. Breathe out, you know what to do, lower and bending down through the elbows, elbows in tight to the body, lower and down, upward facing dog or cobra, up we lift, toes turned down at the back, thighs and hips still making contact with the mat, shoulders pulled down from the ears. We'll do 1 more, take a breath in, breath out, folding down, walk the knees forward, child's pose, back we go, bum onto heels, arms outstretched, breathing into your rib cage, forehead down onto the mat. Breathe in. On your exhale, coming up onto all fours, hands underneath shoulders, step back, full plank. Whoo! Still creating that triangle gaze, so keep the back of your head up nice and tall. No heads hanging down like so, looking down at the legs. Shoulder blades pressed apart. Big breath in. On your breath out, let's lower down onto the tummy. Plant the feet and cobra, upward facing dog, pull those shoulders down from the ears. Breathe in. Breathe out to lower back down. Excellent. From here, gracefully roll and turn yourself onto your back. And we're going to continue with a few more. Straightening out your left leg. We're going to bend your right knee up towards your chest. Take a hold of your right knee. See how far you can pull it in towards your chest. Now here you're going to get a nice stretch of the glute. You're also going to feel a lot going in at the front of the hip crease, the groin. You're pulling the knee towards the chest, but simultaneously I want you to have a little think about what that left long leg's doing. I want it pinned down onto the mat, not coming with you. Lighten up the hip here. Now for the next part of my stretch, this is again going to be a flow. I'm going to bring my right hand, the hand at the same side as the bent knee, out to the side. Left hand coming onto the outside of the knee. Pull your knee right across your body until it comes all the way down. So you're lying on your side now and the knee touches the floor. So my knee's touching the floor on the other side. I lift the right hand up towards the ceiling, and now we're going to rotate back as if I want to touch the floor on this side, but at the same time I don't want that knee to lift up off the floor. My left hand is still pinning that knee down, and I'm trying to reach. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Wow, this is a huge stretch for the front of your shoulder, the whole of your spine, hips, pelvis, the whole lot. Try to breathe, because it will make you want to hold your breath. Breath in, breath out, right hand comes, takes a hold of your right knee. Let's rotate back onto the back, pulling the knee up towards the chest. Again, excellent, good. And from here, let's bring the left knee up towards the chest as well. Both knees pulled in towards the chest. And now we're going to swap over. Right leg goes out along the mat, nice and straight. Knee straight, toe pulled up towards the face. Both of my hands are now on my left knee, guiding my left knee in towards my chest until I feel that great stretch in the hip capsule, front and back of the hip capsule. Pull my shoulders down towards my ears. If you do have any neck trouble or anything, of course, feel free to grab a head cushion from your sofa or from the bedroom, pop it underneath your head so that your head's got a little bit of support. And the same on the other side. Left hand goes out beside me, right hand coming over the top of the knee, and have a wee look at me on this side. I pull the body right the way across until that knee makes contact. I use my right hand here to pin that knee down, left hand reaching up towards the ceiling, and now I'm going to reach back. How far can I turn? Oh, as if I want to touch the ground behind me. Simultaneously, keeping that knee, left knee pinned down onto the mat or your floor, guys. Try not to let that lift. Oh, breathe into it. You might get a couple of clicks or creaks in the back here. That's lovely. Breath in, breath out. Left hand comes back, meets the knee. We rotate back onto the back, pulling the knee towards the chest. Excellent. Both knees up towards the chest. We're just going to do that same thing again for a second time. Both knees to the chest. Send the left leg out long and straight, pin it down onto the mat. Both hands on the right knee, guiding the right knee in towards the chest. Sink your shoulder blades back into the mat and sink your left leg down onto the mat as well. Right hand coming out onto the floor beside you. Left hand over the right knee, and let's rotate. Pull that knee right the way over until it touches the mat. And now I'm looking back at this right hand beside me, trying to see, can I get it down towards the floor without lifting my right leg up? Good. Breath in. Breath out. Hand comes back. Takes a hold of my right knee, pulls it back towards the chest. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out and bring your left knee up towards your chest. Both knees holding tight. You can let them fall out towards the side for a groin stretch. Good. Take your left knee in both hands and send your right leg out into the mat. Cementing your right leg down and using both hands to guide your left knee towards your chest. Left hand going out beside you. Right arm pulling that left leg right the way across till it makes contact with the ground. Excellent. And we're reaching and looking back towards that left hand, trying to see if we can get it onto the floor. Oh my gosh. It's a huge stretch for the spine and so healthy. We should all be able to do this. Big breath in. On your breath out, left hand coming back, taking a hold of that left knee, rolling back onto your back. And again, for the final time, both knees up towards the chest, this time happy baby pose, letting your knees fall apart. And if you can here, of course, you can take a hold of your ankles if you like for your happy baby. Nice stretch for the inner thigh. Excellent. Left leg and right leg going down. Interlace your hands behind your head, feet connected. And we're going to do the same type of rotation now, but this is now more for your obliques and your lower back. Keeping the feet connected and my shoulder blades sunk down into the mat. I'm sending both legs off to the right hand side and I'm going to look to the left. Good, coming back centre, same down onto the other side. My legs go to the left and I look to the right. Make sure those shoulder blades don't lift up off the mat like the way we did before. These are two slightly different stretches. Good, keep going. Left and right, looking the opposite way. So the first one's more for your upper back, thoracic spine, coming up centre and down through to the left. This one's more for your obliques and your lower back, all working in harmony to give you that nice functional spine. Good, one more time each side, just that little bit of mobilisation for the lumbar spine. Let the feet lift off. As you can see, have a wee look up at the video if you're unsure. Keeping the knees together. Coming back up centre, excellent. From here, gracefully taking yourself up with just one more to finish, our hip flexor stretch. We're back on our knees. Make sure you have a pillow underneath your knee here. We're going to bring the right foot out in front. Foot directly underneath the knee. Toes turned up at the back and I'm balancing on my left knee. Right hand comes onto the right thigh. Lunge forward without letting your upper body come forward. So I'm making sure that my shoulders are directly up on top of my hips here. You'll be feeling this light up your psoas, your hip flexor muscle on the left hand side, which I'm working a lot on with anybody who's back pain. Usually their hip flexors are quite tight too because we have to spend so much time sitting and driving. Left hand comes up overhead, getting that forward lunge, forward intention without letting the upper back collapse. Get that nice height, proud chest lifting up towards the ceiling. Good, take a breath in, breath out, coming back. Gracefully change over. Can you keep your balance? Left foot out in front, knee directly over toe, toes turned up at the back. Left hand on left knee, lunging forward, that forward intention, but with a nice straightness in my upper back. Right hand reaching up and overhead, proud chest, open chest, feeling that stretch in the right psoas, right hip flexor. Take a breath in, breath out to come back out. Good, one more time each side. Right foot out in front, toes turned up at the back. Right hand on right knee, lunging forward, left arm up and overhead. Wrap your shoulder blades back on your thoracic spine. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Good, last time. On the right, left foot out in front, trying to keep the balance, toes turned up at the back. Forward in tension. Left hand on the thigh, right arm reaching up and overhead. Your body will thank you. Taking a big breath in. And a long breath out. One more time. Big breath out. Hand comes down by the sides. Yes, excellent. From there, you're ready to continue on your life. Feel free to do that as many times as you like. That's a 15-minute workout, not a workout, mobility. And you'll find your back will become much more flexible, and with that, less painful. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.